Twop it. Twop it. I thought I knew what rock bottom felt like. I was wrong. Rock bottom is walking into your husband's home office at 2 in the morning to grab his charger and hearing your coworker's voice coming through his laptop speakers. Not a work call, a FaceTime call where she's wearing lingerie and calling him baby. My name is Rebecca, and 6 months ago, I was a VP of operations at a mid-sized tech company in Seattle. I had everything figured out: a corner office, a 6-figure salary, a husband I'd been with for 9 years, and a career trajectory that looked unstoppable. I was one of 3 women in executive leadership, and I'd clawed my way there through 12-hour days and proving myself in every single meeting. My husband, Daniel, always said he was proud of me, that he loved having a powerful wife, that my ambition was sexy. What he actually loved, I'd discover, was having access to my career from the inside. Daniel and I met in college. He was pre-med, I was business school. We were that couple everyone envied, ambitious, supportive, madly in love. But med school didn't work out for him. He switched to pharmaceutical sales, which was fine. Good money, flexible schedule. I never cared that I out-earned him. I thought we were a team. When I got promoted to VP 2 years ago, he threw me a surprise party. I remember standing in our living room surrounded by flowers, thinking I was the luckiest woman alive. That same month, we hired Simone as a senior operations manager. She reported to me. Young, hungry, charismatic in that way that makes everyone in the room lean toward her when she speaks. I liked her immediately. She reminded me of myself at 30, sharp, tireless, eager to prove she belonged. I mentored her. I brought her into high-level meetings. I taught her everything I knew because I believed in lifting other women up. She'd sometimes join me and Daniel for dinner when she was working late. He'd pick us both up from the office and we'd grab Thai food or sushi, talking shop the whole time. She'd laugh at his jokes. He'd ask her about her career goals. It felt nice having a friend at work who understood the pressure, someone I could trust. The signs were there. I just didn't want to see them. Simone started dressing differently, more polished, more expensive. She'd mention Daniel casually in meetings. Oh, Daniel was just telling me about that strategy. I thought it was weird, but I brushed it off. They were friends. We all were. Then there were the texts. Daniel's phone glued to his hand at dinner, him showering at odd times, working late on client calls that seemed to happen after I'd already gone to bed, but I trusted him. God? I trusted him so completely that even when my gut screamed something was wrong, I told myself I was being paranoid, that my stress at work was making me crazy. Then came that night, February 14th, ironically, Valentine's Day. Daniel said he had a late call with a client in Singapore, time zones and all that. I'd gone to bed early with a tension headache, but I woke up at 2 a.m. and my phone was dead. I figured I'd grab Daniel's charger from his office. The door was cracked open. I could see the blue light of his laptop screen. That's when I heard her voice. Breathy, intimate. I miss you, baby. I can't wait until this is all over and we don't have to hide anymore. I pushed the door open. On the screen, Simone in black lace, lying in what I'd later realize was a hotel room bed, and Daniel, my husband, shirtless, smiling at her like she was the only person in the world. He spun around, the blood drained from his face. Becca. I couldn't speak, couldn't breathe. I just stood there, staring at the woman I'd mentored, the woman I'd trusted, the woman who reported to me, looking back through the screen with an expression that wasn't guilt. It was almost pity. I can explain, Daniel started, but I was already walking away. I grabbed my keys, my phone, my wallet, and I left. I drove to a hotel and sat in the parking lot until sunrise, shaking so hard I thought I'd shatter. The next day I called in sick. I couldn't face the office, couldn't face her. Daniel blew up my phone. Texts, calls, voicemails begging me to come home, to let him explain. I blocked him. Then I did something I shouldn't have. I logged into our shared cell phone account and downloaded his text records. That's when I found everything, months of messages. The affair had been going on for over a year. But it wasn't just an affair. They were planning something. I found messages where Simone laid out a strategy. She'd been documenting every small mistake I made at work, every delayed email, every meeting I'd rescheduled due to stress. She was building a case against me. And Daniel was feeding her information, details about my health, my workload, my struggles with anxiety that I'd only ever told him in confidence. One message made my blood run cold. Once she's out, they'll have to promote me. I'm the obvious choice. And then we can finally be together without sneaking around. They weren't just betraying me, they were sabotaging my career so she could take my job. I spent 3 days in that hotel room, crying, drinking wine, feeling like my entire life had been a lie. I thought about quitting, just walking away from everything. But then something shifted. I looked at myself in the mirror, red eyes, unwashed hair, defeated, and I got angry. Not sad, angry. These people didn't get to destroy me and win. I went home when I knew Daniel would be at work. I packed his things, every single item. I piled them in the garage. Then I called a lawyer, the best divorce attorney in Seattle. I forwarded every message, every text, every piece of evidence. In Washington, infidelity doesn't affect divorce settlements much, but I wanted it documented. I wanted it ugly. Then I went back to work. I walked into that office like nothing had happened. Simone's face when she saw me, pure panic. She hadn't expected me to come back. She thought I'd crumble. I called her into my office, closed the door, and I watched her squirm. I know, I said simply. I know everything. She tried to deny it. Then she tried to cry. Then she got defensive, said I was never around, that Daniel was lonely, that I was too focused on work. Classic blame shifting. I let her finish. Then I slid a folder across my desk, printed screenshots of every message between her and Daniel, every strategy session about undermining me, every piece of documentation she'd collected. You have 2 choices, I said. You resign today, or I take this to HR and legal, and you leave here with a termination on your record and possible legal action for workplace sabotage. Your call. She resigned within the hour, typed up a 2-sentence letter, and cleared out her desk while everyone watched. The office gossip spread like wildfire, but I didn't care. I controlled the narrative. I told my boss everything, showed him the evidence. He was horrified. The company wanted to avoid scandal, so they let her leave quietly. But internally, she was blacklisted from ever being rehired. Daniel tried to fight the divorce, tried to claim he deserved half of everything. My lawyer destroyed him. We had a prenup, thank God, and his infidelity combined with evidence of him conspiring to damage my career meant he walked away with almost nothing. The house was mine. The savings were mine. He moved into a 1-bedroom apartment in Tacoma. And Simone? Last I heard, she couldn't get another management job in our industry. Turns out, burning bridges with a VP who has connections has consequences. She works in a completely different field now. Daniel tried to stay with her for a while, but apparently the affair lost its appeal once it wasn't forbidden. They broke up 4 months later. I'm not going to lie and say I'm completely healed. Some days are still hard. I still have moments where I wonder what I missed, what I could have done differently. But I also know this. I didn't deserve what they did to me. And I damn sure wasn't going to let them win. I'm still a VP. I got a raise this year, actually. I'm dating again, slowly, carefully, but I'm open to it. And I've learned that trust isn't weakness, but blind trust is dangerous. The people who truly love you don't plot your downfall behind your back. To anyone watching this who's been betrayed, who's been undermined, who's been made to feel small by the people who were supposed to protect them, you are stronger than you know. Take your time to grieve, then take your power back. Don't let them write the ending to your story. If this story resonated with you, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. Share your own experience in the comments if you feel comfortable. We're all in this together. And remember, you are not what happened to you. You're what you choose to become after.